Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Attack of the B Team with GenerikB. So before we get into today's episode, I want to show you a little addition that I made. I actually added one mod to the Attack of the B Team mod pack. This is not normally included. What I did was I put in Optifine, and I'm really happy that it's working as well as it is. I'm getting slightly higher FPS than I usually do, which is not very high given my averages. However, I like the way the graphics turned out. I made a number of different changes, and it looks like the blocks look more sort of blocky in a way. The colors are more consistent across, which I like. It just looks more, I don't know, geometric, if that makes any kind of sense. But I like the way it looks. The load time for chunk loading is somewhat faster. I think the rendering time is a little bit quicker too. My overall FPS is not terribly high, but you know I'm recording this on a MacBook Pro, so it's not going to be great in any case. One thing, however, I am very pleased about is this. I can go down all the way here. There we go. That's better. Okay. Do you see how bright that is? Especially compared with the last time. That's because we have static water particles and clear water. Very happy about that. Now I can actually somewhat see underwater. Very happy with that little addition there. So that, among all the other changes Optifine adds, is the reason I wanted to put it in there. I'm still playing around with the idea of doing a texture pack in the future. My concern, however, is my performance. My computer is not the best, and I'm worried about putting any more drains on the processing power than I already am. But well. Okay, so we are back in the overworld. We're back in our quad base, and there is a lot to do. Oh, hey, Elizabeth. Oh, it's been such a long time. Do you miss me, girl? How you doing? Hey, do you miss me? You miss me? Did you? Oh, okay. Well, you have fun on your little pond over here. I think she missed me. She just doesn't express it very well. So we've got a lot to do. In order to get back to our space station Bravo, we're going to have to do a lot of building. Most of it I'm actually going to do off camera. I have, among other things, I made a list here. I need to make 2 spare oxygen tanks, 2 advanced solar panels, a couple of redstone energy cells, and an oxygen storage module, possibly some redstone lamps, a bunch of hardened heavy aluminum wire, at least 2 stacks of glass, a whole lot of shears, because that's what I ran out of when I was up in space, and some glowstone. In addition, there's a number of things that I need to do around here, but one of them is sort of paramount, and I want to sort of explain my thought process about this. It is great to fly. I love flying. I rode something about a rocket. It's a lot of fun. However, it's not exactly the most convenient way to travel, especially when there are alternate methods of transportation. So I'm going to actually hopefully start in the near future into a mod I thought I'd be waiting a little bit later to start into, and that mod is Enhanced Portals 2. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but in a nutshell, this is what Enhanced Portals 2 does. It changes a normal nether portal in a number of ways. Basically, you take a nether portal, could be this shape, could be a number of other shapes too, we'll get into that, knock out one obsidian block, replace it with a modifier block, then hit that modifier with one of a half dozen or so upgrades, and you can change the way the portal sounds, looks, even what it's made out of, and most importantly, you can also change its sort of mechanics and nature. Here's what I mean. What you can do is you can basically build another portal, for example, here, and connect it to the one in the nether, just like normal. A little bit of upgrades, nothing special about that. However, with certain upgrades, you can actually make it so that you can go into this portal and exit not only to the nether, but also to another portal in the same dimension, or to another portal in a different dimension, like, say, for example, our space station or the moon. That's right. You can take a portal once you've already been somewhere and set it up and go straight to the moon. Bang, zoom to the moon. Okay, now here's the problem though. I do want to get into that as soon as I can. The difficulty is this. In order to make the kind of portals I want to make, I need 4 ender pearls per portal. So I need 1 for this. I can kind of use one. I don't need it, but I kind of want 1 for the nether. And I'm also going to need one for the space station, eventually 1 for the moon, and later for Mars. However, right now I have 6 ender pearls. That is not very many. So how am I gonna do? What am I gonna do this? Well, my first thought was I try and find a stronghold. I kind of want to find one eventually because it might be kind of fun to go to the end, see what that's all about. I think actually there's some kind of end mechanic that changed because of one or more of these biomes, maybe biomes plenty or natura, something like that. So I want to check that out eventually. But the main reason I want to get there is because I want to farm Enderman for Ender Pearls. But it's kind of out of the way. I only have 6. Ender pearls as it is. Blaze powder isn't too much of a problem because I found that fortress in the Nether, but it's not the best way to go ahead and do this. So what I'm thinking about trying is getting into another mod I was planning on getting into later on, and that is the Darwin mod. So what I'm going to try and do is this: if it functions, I'm going to go out and locate some Darwin's mobs Endermen. These are sort of fake Endermen, and I'm going to build a spawner system for them. Now, I've gone back and forth about exactly how to set this up because Endermen kind of function differently, so I can't really have them up here. Sunlight, fencing, not really the best. So I think what I'm going to do is use my, I did off camera, my newly hollowed out Eastern basement module. This is going to be my sort of Dr. Moreau style Darwin mobs breeding facility. And yes, it's right behind the sludge boiler. I'll have to relocate this thing when I get a chance. Shouldn't be too much of trouble. Maybe off to one of these sides, or I'll bury it in the ground for all it's worth. So I'm going to go out. I have 2 single-use safari nets. I've also got the 2 entity movers from random things. So I'm going to go and pick up a couple of Endermen, and I'll be right back. Wow, that was faster than I thought it would be. Okay, so I'm looking at a couple of the fake Endermen. Get close to when Wila says they are entity.creature.name. These are the fake Endermen. So let's see how these things work. I think you just right click to trap them. So oh, okay, I feel closer. Cool, so I use one of my single-use safari nets. I've got a entity.creature.name, and I saw another one right here. Hello. Cool, so I got 2. I want to try and get a couple more. I'm not seeing any more in this little pod or group of Darwin mobs. Let me look around a little bit more. Oh, that was fast. Nice. I didn't think they were this prevalent, but I guess they are. Okay. Oh, there's a skeleton. Ah, there you go. Come on. I think that was creepy. Wow, is that Enderman actually attacking the skeleton? Thank you. Oh, you are coming with me. You got spirit. I'm actually getting a little bit of lag, and it's starting to bug me. Although I think it's because it's a sunset. Sunrise and sunset always cause a little bit of lag issues. But cool. So we have the fake Enderman we needed. Let's see what I can do with this. Okay, so I'm back here at our MFR animal farm, and here's my thinking. I want to put an auto spawner here, and that way I'll have a grinder here. I think I actually have a spare, come to think of it, but I'm not sure. And that way I would be making the entities this way. And I think auto spawner actually requires mob essence, so I may end up using that instead of auto enchanter over here. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see how these guys react being moved. I just want to observe him for a minute. Or him for a minute. Let's see. So if I look at him, no reaction. It's kind of, oh wait, okay, so it sees me, and it's kind of freaking out, but it doesn't seem to be able to move, to get out of there. I'm not even sure if it has the behavior to pick up blocks. Hello, I'm staring at you. Yeah, okay, so it will see you over a while, and it will sort of freak out and attack, theoretically. Let's get up when I'm really close to it. Will it actually attack me? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I'm getting right up in Skrill. It's not doing anything. Okay, so this idea might actually work. I'm using it up here. I thought I have to do it downstairs. In fact, I think I still will, come to think of it. Because here's the tricky part about Darwin's mobs. You can customize breeding options in essence. The thing I'm kind of wondering is that apparently the drops that you can get from for these mobs are kind of hard to predict. So what I want to do ideally is I want to breed these guys together, and I think they all accept wheat. I hope they do, at least, because I don't know what else this thing might eat. And I'm going to take that offspring and then test it to sort of see what it drops, basically by killing it. It's really the only way I can be sure of what I want, which is ender pearls. So because even though these guys look like Endermen, they may not actually drop ender pearls. At least as far as I understand Darwin's mobs, and I may not actually understand it very well. So I'm going to make a little Dr. Moreau style area over here and be right back. Okay, so let's see how this works. You may notice that these three cages I built here, the ones on the left and right, look a little different. That's because the one on the left here is made with ordinary fencing from Minecraft. But this is actually made from bamboo fencing. Yep, I finally found a use for all that bamboo we've been stockpiling all this time. So let's see what happens. I'm going to take one there. And I think it's enough space. It's a 3x3. Yeah, and as far as I can tell, they cannot get out. I don't think they actually have the behavior to pick up stuff, so we should be in good shape about that. So let's take some wheat and... Oh, they're reacting, so... Okay, mega baby. Okay, so that is... Oh, we even get points. Cool. Yeah, XP, cool. So that is the baby. Okay, so I think... Yeah, I'm sorry. Normally I would not want to move maybe from its parents, but in this case I kind of have to. I'm also curious what's going to happen at this point. But I'm going to take this one and put it in here. Whoa. Okay, I think that baby may have inherited burning from sunlight. So that's actually not very good at all. So I'm going to have to separate that one. Okay, be right back. Holy crap, that was fast. Okay, so this is the offspring of these two here. So it grew to adulthood in like a minute maybe, and it obviously did survive being upstairs. So I'm curious now if that was just a side effect of it being in a larval stage, or if it actually is one of its traits. It's set on fire in sunlight, which the parents did not have. So let's see here. Let's put it back. Oh. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So it did drop it. Very interesting. See, that's the unfortunate thing is unless I have a cloning device of some kind, it's really hard to... Be right back. Okay, so the offspring of these two was this one here. I just took this one upstairs for a little test run, and it did not catch fire in the sunlight. These two I got from our safari nets. I'll try this one here, see if it also inherited that trait. The difficult thing here is that, as far as I can tell, there is no way to tell what traits they have until you, so to speak, experiment with them. See, this one didn't develop it either. I think that last one was just a mutation, which is odd. Because my understanding is that the mutations are very, 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 very rare. So I may have just lost an extraordinary opportunity there to find an auto-killing, a self-immolating Enderman, which would be freaking awesome. Unfortunately, I just killed it. Now, the only way I can safely guarantee repeatable results in this is if I get a good quality fake Enderman. And the only way to do that is to essentially clone it. The problem is the only way to do that is to use an auto spawner from MFR, which I was going to use anyway. What I'm looking at now here, okay, so I have right now 5 emeralds. That's it. That's not very much, so I can make 2 of these if I need to. How I can make machine frame, very easy to make. I can make plastic sheets. I have plenty of those. I have nether wart. I have redstone reception coils. That's the gold and redstone. The trouble is I checked and I do not have any blaze rods or blaze powder. I have no idea how. I don't have any. So I'm gonna have to head into the nether and I'm gonna have to do some exploring. So I'll be back when I have some interesting stuff to report. Alright, one very successful trip into the nether later, we have an auto spawner. Okay, now, let me just check this. But my understanding about the way auto spawners work is that they do require, yep, okay, spawn exact copy. This is where you put the safari net. It does require mob essence, power. Okay. So I think our best bet with this is to use it in place of, I can put my, use this thing in place of our auto enchanter. This is a much better use of mob essence, I think. At least for the moment. Oh, but by the way, while I was off camera, this thing did finish its work, and I'm actually wearing this diamond helmet that it made. Not too shabby, definitely an improvement of the one I had before, which was unenchanted. So, okay, so this thing does have essence in it. Alright, so anyway I can siphon this out? I don't think so, not without applying, wait, maybe. Okay, let's try this, hold on. Okay, so I think if I put a redstone signal on this, it should went up, so it might be. No, it didn't. Shoot. I really want to draw the mob essence out of this thing. I don't want it in there, and this is the only way I can think of doing it, but it's not working. Lovely. It's got to be the way that the MFR machines are designed. Okay, so I'll have to leave this thing as is with the power it has, with the mob essence it has currently in it, and just use the auto spawner instead. So put this here. It's getting power. Switch this to export mode. Oh, actually this might not work. Cool. Okay, so now this thing is full of mob essence. It's got energy, no work on it. The only thing it's missing is a safari net. This is going to be a tricky part. Fortunately, I do have a lot of the materials that I need in order to make safari nets. It's actually relatively simple. All I need is leather, which I have more of in our mob drop area. String, which I have because of all the cotton that we have. And I think it's in here. Slime. Thanks to our slimy trees, which I'd probably replant when I get a chance. Okay, safari ball single use. Yeah, let's make 3. I could name these things, but really the only way to do it is to do it like this. I have no idea how quickly it's going to work, but it should work relatively fast. Let's do this. Let's take this one. And I think it has a relatively long delay period. So I don't think I'm going to get filled with these fake endermen. Although I'm actually kind of wondering what's going to happen when my girlfriend sees this. I'll find out soon. So spawn exact copy. Yes, because I want to find out what this thing does. Okay, so at first I thought the problem might be because I was using a mob from Darwin's mobs. That doesn't seem to be the problem, because I went and tried a chicken in one of these single-use safari nets, and it doesn't work with here either. I looked up on the wiki, and it turns out you cannot use single-use safari nets in an auto spawner. You have to use the regular safari nets, the reusable ones. The reusable ones cost 4 ender pearls and a gas tier each to produce. So if it's reusable, I should be able to use it, well, obviously more than once. So the chicken goes back where it came from. Okay, single use safari net. Reusable safari net. Wait, did I miss him? Oh, yeah, I did. He teleported outside. Or probably ran outside. I missed him. Okay, got it. So reusable safari net with the I'm going to call it the child A Enderman. Let's see what happens when I do this. I probably want to close the door. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this thing has a delay. Oh wow! Hello. So first things first, let's check you out and see if you actually no. Let's go and see if you catch fire in sunlight. That's the first test. Nope. Okay, I wish I had a better listing of all the behaviors they could do. Let's just kill it and see what happens. Got 4 ender pearls off that. Oh, and I got kind of a neat little morph there. That's interesting. The Darwin mobs all come up under the same name, so it's subdivided like that. Interesting. Unfortunately, it's a little too tall because I can't get through the door. Oh, there's 2 more. All right. 5. Okay, that had none, but that was 2 of those things gave me 5 ender pearls. That is freaking awesome. Okay, that was 3. So this is impressive. I'm kind of confused why this thing is drawing so much power, though. Kind of strange when you think about it. Actually, no, it's not. Okay, I know what the problem is. So you see this? This is a hardened energy cell that is supplying power to the entire MFR system. So it's taxed enough by sending power out that way, without being the extra draw of this auto spawner. I love it. And look, it's not even taking up that much mob essence as far as I can tell. I've used most of my reserve, but got a fair amount here. Wow, I just got a stack of ender pearls in under a minute. This is amazing. Okay, so can I change this thing with a it needs power. I'm kind of curious if I can disable this with a redstone signal. Or no, probably just remove remove the safari net. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I have no idea if the quantity of the drop is one of the inheritable traits. I really don't know. I'm kind of curious to find out, but let's see here. So, okay, that's the chicken. This is the. I can only have one of these things right now. Let's see what happens when I use this guy. Okay, running. Interesting. Okay, so it did recognize it as a separate creature because it gave me a second entity, that creature, that name of the fake Enderman. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. I think it is random. I just got 1 off that one, and the other one had a lot too. But don't forget, I'm also using a looting sword, so I'm wondering how much is the sword I'm using and how much of it is actually this creature. But this thing is really freaking cool, and I like it a lot. And I'm kind of confused now, because I'm wondering how much mob essence this thing actually needs in order to function. Because it doesn't seem like it's actually using up any mob essence. Huh. Weird. It's getting enough power, it just doesn't have any reserve power. Okay, be back in a minute. Okay, so this thing does in fact use up mob essence, but I was using up all the mob essence in the entire system first before it hit the reservoir here. So that is, I got more than 2 stacks worth of emerald of ender pearls. That is more than enough to make all the enhanced portals too that I wanted to make, and I'm very, very happy about how that turned out. So right now I'm going to take this thing, because right now I only have the one. I only had the one ghast here, so I only have the one reusable safari net. I can make more once I manage to kill more ghast. In fact, I think that might be what we'll do in our next episode. Oh yeah, this was the bee child. Is trying to figure out some way of making a ranged weapon to use in the nether, because I don't want to use a bow. I'm thinking about investigating into Flan's weapons mod, so I think that might be what I'm going to do. But right before, I'm out of time, or not overtime right now. One thing I want to do this episode, while I have it, is get some of my invar. And I read that you can take your crescent hammer and put invar around it to make. There we go. One invar battle wrench. Now my understanding is this basically is the same as a crescent wrench, I think. So I guess we just test it on. If it doesn't work as normal, I'll be in trouble. I'll try it on this thing. Yes. Okay. So it does still function. Oh, I have no inventory space. It does still function as a crescent wrench. However, you can a crescent hammer. However, you can also use it to attack. I'm curious if it has durability or not. So let's go outside. I rarely ever actually go outside. I usually stay on my base. But let's see. Oh, there's a creeper over there, and a skeleton, and it looks like a zombie. Yep. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So it does have durability. But it's plus 6 damage, which is not bad. So I can't really tell, but plus 6 damage, I think that's equivalent to at least a diamond sword, or it might be plus 7. So it's an extra weapon to use in addition to being a crescent hammer. Nice. Oh, I gotta remember to put stairs over there. Ah, well. Okay, so I feel like we got a lot done this episode. We managed to expand the functionality of our MFR ammo farm with the inclusion of the auto spawner. I'm still having a little bit of power problems here. I may need to address that in the near future. But very, very nice first episode back. So we're going to work on some more stuff out here, and probably in a couple more episodes, once we get some things fixed around here, we're going to go back to the space station, get that taken care of, and eventually up to the moon. So it's been GenerikB for Attack of the B Team, and I'll see you later.